Hi, my name is Desiree, and this is Project 3, Week 3 with Visual Frameworks. Some problems I encountered this week was definitely the validating. It was harder than I thought it would be just because the little syntax errors that I was having was throwing off my entire code. I kept getting the select list was no, I'm not sure why. I'm still getting that on the index form. I don't know what's happening. I've been trying to figure that out. So honestly, I'm still working at it. By Project 4, I should have all these errors complete. I'm still doing some testing. So again, the validation, the problem I had with that was when the user goes to click on the input field and doesn't input anything in those fields that are required, the text, the messages, the error messages are not showing up. So I'm having some trouble understanding why that is. I've went over the videos more than enough times, and I've reached out, and a lot of people were having the same errors. Some people I didn't get in contact with, so I'm still working at that. Things I discovered that were easier, of course, were the deleting the notes that I made and the editing the note. That was pretty easy. I thought I would have some trouble with that. So those two things are working for me really well. And it's a good idea to have validation forms. When you go to any app, most of the time you see a validation form depending on what kind it is, unless it's a game. But you definitely want to have something like that just because it serves a purpose in your application. Entering an email address or a username, password, and logs you in, and then you can start saving data. So that's one reason why that's a good idea. And the validation message forms are appropriate for applications just because you don't want the user to spend too much time entering the wrong information and not knowing exactly what information needs to be entered and why. So you definitely want the user to have a smooth experience in your application. So that's a good reason why you should have those validation messages, like please enter an email, please enter the correct password. Your password can only contain these characters, so it's always good to have those validation messages. But overall, this week was harder for me just because I didn't have as much assistance as I would like. I'm still working at it. I understand the process. I think that I should have. I think everyone, when you're doing an assignment for school, should just stick to what the instructor's doing verbatim, because when you veer off and do what I did using username and password versus first name, last name, email, you start to have to Google other functions, and you kind of waste a lot of time on that. So that's why it took me a lot longer to finish my assignment and actually get it complete. I had to actually take out an input field that I used, which was the re-enter password. I was having some trouble figuring out how to do that, and it was throwing off my entire code. So hopefully I can get week 4 done and completed, and hopefully I will be successful in this class. But if you're not getting it, then of course you have to retake it. But hopefully I'll do well, and I hope everyone does well. So good luck in week 4. Thank you.